Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this ocean inspired resin tray. So I'm going to start off. I mixed my 2:1 ratio epoxy resin. I followed the instructions, so just follow the instructions for whichever brand you choose to go with. I use some of the alcohol inks to dye the resin. I started with the darker blue and went up towards the lighter blue. I leave the buckets to drain on the tray itself while I'm mixing other colors so I can try and get all of it out of there. As you can see, some pigments are more opaque than the others, so I just go in and mix them all together to make this gradient. Here I'm using Ecopoxy's plastic scraping tool to mix in all the resin together, and then I go in and mix more just by hand, which gives you a little bit more control as to where you want the color to go. And lastly, I go over it with this heat gun just to pop any air bubbles. So after that has cured, I've let it sit overnight. As you can see, I added a couple pebbles in the bottom, but I didn't really like the look of it. So I'm going back in and doing a second layer. I'm using the cerulean blue hue, and that is going to be, I used it in the light color and in the dark color. And here you will see I made the mistake of not closing the lid completely before I tried to show you guys the color I was using. It was a sad moment, but that's okay. I tried to fix as much as I could. Essentially, I just kind of added the resin that I didn't dye yet, and I mixed it in, and I added a bit more of this Prussian blue hue, just so it's not as much of a teal color, and get rid of some of that green. So I just kind of mixed it all up, used that, the ink that went onto it, and just kind of pushed it down towards the bottom because there's no sense in wasting all of that. I just kind of cleaned up the white edges a bit to make sure that that it wouldn't stain the white metal tray. And you can I just used some rubbing alcohol, and then I went in and mixed my medium shade blue, added that towards the center, and added a bit more of the light blue since it did mix in with the dark quite a bit, but that's okay. It turned out all right. And then I'm taking my heat tool again to just kind of make more of those organic wave shapes by having the colors blur in together. One mistake I made is not by having a level surface, so the resin kept moving as it was curing. So what I poured here didn't end up as how I finished. I didn't mind it, but I wish it was more flat. So this is fully cured. I am now taking the Mastercraft heat gun, which is just a higher heat, and I put in a clear layer of epoxy because we are going to use that to create our waves in it. So I mixed up some white, a very strong white pigment into the resin, and with the heat gun I started making the waves. Now I added too thick of a line for the waves, so I didn't get the look I wanted, and then as you can see here, because it wasn't even, all the waves kind of moved to one side and covered half of it. So I decided to pour that out. That's okay. I used it for another project on the side. It is a learning curve. So I went back in, put in a new clear layer, put in a thinner layer of white, which worked a lot better, and just started from scratch again. I think it worked out really well. I definitely still would have preferred it to be on a flat surface, and then it would have kept those crisp outlines of the white waves. But that will be perfect for my next project. This is how it turned out. I let it cure, and then you can either leave it like this or put another clear layer on top. I was very happy with how it turned out. I'm excited to make more, but this was a great way to kind of upgrade any plain white tray that you can find at stores. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I had a great time making it and learning along the way. I hope you guys learned from some of my mistakes and enjoy watching them, because I know they can be edited out, but I'm human, everyone's human. We can make mistakes, especially when we're learning, and it's best you guys can now learn from those mistakes. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.